at the end of that season, I had just gotten in, was when there was that big time when there was a crossover where the Joffrey laid off the company for a period, let go of certain members that had been in the company for a while, and wanted to reinvestigate what the company looked like that he wanted, and maybe re-identify the company perhaps. And I was at one of those generations that he was looking forward for the next group. But I have to say, during the layoff was a great time for me, because I got to work during that time. I was in New York. I'd already lived there and moved there. I got to work and to know Mr. Arpino very, very well. So he and I would spend hours. I guess I was kind of his muse at that time. We just hit it off. We just connected. And there were a couple of dancers, a couple of men, especially Glenn White, and Mr. Arpino and I, and we would go into the studios, and we would spend like 4 or 5 hours in the studio in the creation of his ballets that became the ballets of the 80s. So I was like Birthday Variation, Celebration, Italian Suite, Light Rain, which is like a signature piece of the company. And we workshopped many of the other pieces, workshop steps that became vocabulary for some of his other ballets. So it was just kind of a great time for me as a young person, you know, not knowing anything about anything, to get to work with a kind of a master in the world of dance at that time, with a great partner in Glenn White, who probably made me look much better than I was at that time. But it was just a really great time. And then the Joffrey started up again in sort of with these new generation of dancers, and also some of the other dancers that Mr. Joffrey had kept. So yeah, so it's just kind of a funny, interesting time.